Of the night. I'm not in there to try and knock Jake out in 10 seconds or 8 rounds. I'm gonna go in there and do a job. I'm gonna wanna hurt him. You know, I'm gonna wanna really hurt him in the ring. That's what I wanna do, that's what I'm here.
Breaking news as Anthony Joshua shocked everyone at the latest press conference by striking Jake Paul after the YouTuber ran his mouth too much. Joshua's anger was obvious, and his words made it clear he plans to seriously hurt Jake inside the ring. This is no joke. Fans are left stunned by his raw aggression.
If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here.
Roy Jones Jr. highlights the common laser-focused energy Anthony Joshua carried heading into the press conference. Despite the chaos surrounding Jake Paul, Joshua stayed composed and locked in, displaying the mindset of a true champion, ready to control the moment and assert his dominance inside the ring.
Going through the motion, he's serious about it, you know, so I liked it.
Yeah, like his energy was like very calming throughout the week.
Yes, it was until now.
Tony Bellew expresses how shocking the press conference descended into a circus rather than a true sporting moment. Anthony Joshua's bold move against Jake Paul has everyone talking and shaking their heads, proving that Joshua's presence alone can turn any event into headline news.
For the sport. It's not that it's bad, it's frightening. But listen, this isn't boxing as a sport, this is the circus.
Tony Bellew highlights the sheer scale of this clash as Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul dominate the headlines. The fight has gripped fans worldwide, and Joshua's dominance ensures public attention is at an all-time high, with expectations soaring for a spectacular showdown.
I think this fight's just gone took another toll.
It's absolutely grabbed the public interest now to another level, isn't it?
This is quite simply the biggest fight this country's ever seen.
It's going to be huge.
Jake Paul tries to sound confident, but it's clear he is underestimating Anthony Joshua. Every word he speaks only fuels anticipation for Joshua to prove why he is a former two-time world champion and show that Jake Paul is nowhere near the level required to survive in the ring.
And you know, he's a dumbass, and so it's gonna be apparent on Saturday when he's the one that gets knocked out. I mean, genuinely, fighters always say this, there's the back and forth, but here's, I'm being so honest, man, this guy is easy work.
Johnny Nelson makes it absolutely clear. Jake Paul is out of his depth. Anthony Joshua doesn't play games, and anyone stepping into his path is facing real consequences. Jake Paul may be a showman, but Joshua's power and skill make this fight dangerously one-sided.
Jake Paul is crazy. If he thinks he can get it with Anthony Joshua, former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and play tiddlywinks, I don't think AJ plays touch. He plays knock the...
Eddie Hearn paints a vivid picture of just how dangerous this fight is for Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua is a top-level fighter, and stepping into the ring with him is a risk that cannot be underestimated. The warnings make it clear this is no ordinary bout.
I said to Jake Paul, you ain't in a box, mate. This ain't David Blaine. I said, so just be careful, because AJ will take your head clean off your shoulders, and it's you know, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And you take on that responsibility, and we all have to, so we got to think about that. But this is Anthony fighting a top 50 cruiserweight in the world. It's not something that we would normally do.
Frank Warren explains the chaos behind the scenes, but the spotlight remains on Joshua and Paul. Despite all the drama, fans cannot ignore the intrigue, and the fight continues to dominate conversations. Joshua's dominance and Paul's naivety make this a must-watch spectacle.
The penny dropped that the fight could never go forward, and some of the stuff that's come out since about people being, you know, the board being sued and something, and so forth, is just a non-runner. It's crazy.
Jake Paul talks big about his timing and sneaky power, but Anthony Joshua has faced world-class opponents who hit harder and faster. Paul's bravado is entertaining, but Joshua's experience and skill make it unlikely that any tricks will keep him safe in the ring.
I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out, and I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year, so he has to be careful. And I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep 1,000.
Adam Smith emphasizes that while Anthony Joshua's slap on Jake Paul was unconventional, it only magnifies the spectacle of the fight. This incident has made the event even more talked about, and fans are eagerly anticipating the chaos Joshua will unleash in the ring, showing why he is a true heavyweight champion with unmatched presence and authority over anyone, especially a novice like Jake Paul, who is clearly out of his depth.
He's
big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next. And
Tommy Fury makes it clear that Jake Paul is entirely outmatched. Anthony Joshua's skill and raw power are on another level, so much so that even under extreme handicaps, he would still dominate. Paul's confidence is laughable against Joshua's elite pedigree, and this insight from Fury reinforces just how fast and decisive the fight is likely to be when these two finally meet.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go.
Tony Bellew calls out the sheer insanity of Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua. The health risks for Paul are extreme, and the mismatch is glaring. Joshua's experience and skill make him the clear favorite, and the danger Paul faces underscores why this fight is talked about as a spectacle, but also a serious mismatch that could end quickly.
It's just a gross mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand his health is in jeopardy. So, I'm not even entertaining it. I just think it's dangerous. And listen, I might have to work it, but it's just...
It's kind of ludicrous, isn't it, really?
It's insane. This boy is nuts. Is nuts. And I think he's putting his life before he's putting his life.
Frank Warren stresses the danger involved for Jake Paul, but acknowledges Anthony Joshua's professionalism and preparation. Joshua is not reckless. He trains hard and knows exactly what he's capable of, making Paul's challenge even more reckless. The contrast between Joshua's discipline and Paul's inexperience highlights just how dominant Joshua is expected to be in the ring.
It's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's a dangerous fight. But I'm not here to be there selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He trains. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself to do it.
Simon Jordan highlights how absurd it is for Jake Paul to think he can face Anthony Joshua. Despite Joshua's past setbacks, he remains a two-time heavyweight champion with all the physical tools and experience to dominate. Paul's naivety and lack of top-level experience make this mismatch glaring, and fans are eagerly waiting to see Joshua's mental and physical superiority unfold in the ring.
But Jake Paul going into a fight with Anthony Joshua, to me, is absurd. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a legitimate two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He may have got destroyed by Daniel Dubois, but notwithstanding, there's nothing physically wrong with Anthony Joshua that he can't execute. Mentally, he might be in a little bit of a difficult position after the...
Hearn perfectly captures the intensity Anthony Joshua brings to this fight. From the face-off alone, it's clear Joshua is focused and has no intentions of wasting time in the ring. His bad intentions are not about showmanship, but about efficiency and dominance, aiming to end the fight decisively. Fans can expect a performance that reflects his elite experience and championship mentality. Every punch, every movement is calculated and deadly, showing the huge gap between Joshua and Jake Paul. Paul's bravado will likely crumble under the relentless pressure and power that Joshua brings. And Hearn's insight confirms that this fight is set to be one-sided if Joshua executes his plan correctly. Fans are in for a display of a true heavyweight champion, asserting his authority without hesitation.
The delusion that can get you in a spot of bother, and you know, I'm looking at AJ in the face-off and I'm seeing a guy who ain't messing around. And he won't mess around on December 19th. You know, he will go out there with bad intentions. And he will end this fight nice and early. And we'll have a great Christmas. And then we'll move on and normal service will be resumed in 2026, which is to try and get that shot at a world title.
Anthony Joshua's words reveal the heart of a true champion. He has faced setbacks, learned from failures, and continuously rebuilt himself to reach the top. Every challenge, from the Olympics to world titles, has forged a fighter who is mentally unbreakable and physically elite. This is the type of mindset that Jake Paul simply cannot match, no matter how confident he appears. Joshua's discipline, experience, and hunger for improvement mean he will enter the ring with complete control and a plan to dominate. Fans should expect a calculated and relentless assault that showcases why Joshua is a two-time world champion. His past losses have only strengthened him, and December 19th will be a demonstration of how preparation, experience, and mental toughness always outweigh flashy bravado and underestimation.
This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud.
The stage is set for one of the most anticipated heavyweight showdowns in recent memory as Anthony Joshua prepares to face Jake Paul. Everything we've seen so far, from press conferences to expert commentary, paints a clear picture. Joshua is in complete control, mentally sharp, and physically ready to dominate. Jake Paul's bravado and self-confidence might entertain fans, but the reality is that he is stepping into the ring with a two-time world champion who has faced and overcome far greater challenges. Anthony Joshua's experience, discipline, and hunger for victory give him an immense advantage, and experts like Carl Froch and Eddie Hearn believe this could be a one-round demonstration of Joshua's power and precision. However, the unpredictable nature of boxing keeps fans on edge, and if Paul were to land a miracle punch or exploit a rare opening, it could shock the world. December 19th is not just a fight, it is a test of courage, skill, and mental toughness.